Hi everybody, my name is Jim Davis and welcome to my studio here in the Chicagoland area. I am so glad you're here. I'm with Holiday Home Creative and I'm so very honored to be here on behalf of E-ZBOWZ.com, that's E-ZCraft.com, and E-ZBOWZ, and my dear friend Leah Cavender, who asked me to show you as part of the E-ZBOWZ tutorials that are in the instruction booklet, my famous, maybe not famous, my bow, the Jimbo. My bow, the Jimbo, my bow, the Jimbo, Jimbo's bow, I don't know what I'm trying to say. In any case, I really wanted to share this bow with you, and it's kind of significant because it uses just 3 yards and 1 foot of a roll of ribbon, which means that out of a 10-yard roll of ribbon, you can get 3 of these bows. This came about because I was doing events and I wanted to maximize the ribbon and not leave some sitting on bolts, so we could cut it in exactly 3 yard and 1 yard pieces, getting 3 out of a bolt, and then the bolt was finished, saving money and conserving ribbon, and doing it in a cost-cutting, saving kind of way. So if you're looking to save a little money and want to be able to get 3 bows out of 1 roll, you can make the Jimbo, and the Jimbo is really easy. It's just 9 loops, 4 on one side, 5 on the other, with a 10-inch tail and with 5-inch loops. It's really very simple. If you refer to the instructions, you'll see that it's just 4 loops on one side, 5 on the other, and 2 10-inch loops, 10-inch tails. So pretty easy. All right, so let's get started. We're going to make this today with both with 1.5-inch ribbon and 2.5-inch ribbon, and I'm going to show you. Here's what it looks like made out of 1.5-inch ribbon, and here's what it looks like made out of 2.5-inch ribbon. It gets much fuller when you make it out of 2.5-inch ribbon, but still, if you want lots of stuff coming out of your bow on your wreath, this is a really great made out of 1.5-inch version to make for your wreaths. So let's get started. We are going to use this linen wired ribbon, and we're going to put it on the bow maker just like that. Can you see how I've brought the ribbon around the bottom? And I'll switch to my overhead view here. So see how that ribbon is coming around and across the bottom like that? I think that's the easiest way to do it. I'm going to use just a pair of scissors and some chenille stems to make this bow. Those are all the supplies you need. So I just cut my dovetail, fold the ribbon in half, and cut that dovetail. I'm going to put that in the bow maker and measure a 10-inch tail, just like that, and give that a half twist. I just twist straight down, just like that, and then there's the beginning, the bad side of the ribbon. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to fold this back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, making loops on either side. So here we go. This will be our first loop, and see I'm just measuring that out to 5 inches. This will be our second, and I'm just measuring that out to 5 inches. Do you see how I'm working with this ribbon, how you can still see the numbers? That was really important to us when we designed this bow maker. I'm so fortunate to have been asked to work with Leah Cavender to design this bow maker, and I was so fortunate to design both the label or the face of the bow maker, this thing that sticks on the wood. I designed this, as well as the instruction booklet, as well as all of the graphics that you've been seeing during the launch of the bow maker. Those have all been coming out of my computers. So I was really lucky to be able to do that. So do you see how, just very simply, I can make my loops and I can still see what I'm doing? The numbers are great big. You can really see them. If you're old like me, you needed glasses to see them on the older bow maker. So this is a really huge difference. Okay, so here we go. I've got 1 loop on either side. I'm just going to keep going now, and I'm going to book my way through this. So see, and the great thing about the E-ZBOW maker is that you can shape your bow as you go. There's 4 loops already of the 9 that I need. So now here's 5, Here's 6. Here's 7. Here's 8. And here's 9 loops. And then the second tail measured out to 10 inches. I'm just going to fold that and cut it all at once, just like that. So there's my dovetail, and there are my ribbons cut off. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm going to take a chenille stem. This bow is not very bulky, so one chenille stem will tie it off together. If you've got a bow with a lot of ribbon, you might want to try wiring 2 chenille stems together. I'm using this glittery stem in an orange color, just so you can see what so you can really see it stand out from the bow. So I'm just going to slide it under there. I could have put this chenille stem on top of the bow maker first and just left it in there, or you can slide it underneath and do it. Either way, whichever is your choice. As I like to say, you do you. You do whatever works for you. So I'm just going to tie that off, just like that. And now I'm going to lift it right straight up out of the bow maker. And I always do the same hand motions once I get it out of my bow maker. I rotate it into my left hand. I put my thumb on the front. My first 2 fingers are on the back, and the chenille stem comes out between them, just like that. Then I give that a twist. Then I'm going to hold the chenille stem or the wire. I'm going to twist 3 times. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. So twisting the bow instead of the wire really pulls that loop of the wire down very tight onto the ribbon. So now I can just pull those tails down, and just like that, now I can quickly shape up my bow. Shape up, bow. And there we go. This bow comes together very quickly. And as I like to say, hello, bow. There you are. Easy and quick. I'm going to switch out the ribbon on my bow maker. I always put my ribbon on my bow maker so that it spools off and around, so you can see that that comes around and across the bow maker. That's how I do it. That, I think, is the easiest way. The new E-ZBOWZ Design Pro is revolutionary in a lot of ways, and I know that many of you have heard about a lot of these features, but these removable dowels are a game changer because you can take these out. They just come right out the bottom, just like that. And you can put them in there, and then you can flip them around. So if you want that little thing right there out of the way, you can just move it to the back. But if you're left-handed and you want the spool holder over on the right-hand side, the numbers are right there for you on that side as well. That's something that we did new with this bow maker, was to make sure that the numbers went along both sides and that you got big numbers along both sides. There's also a QR code on the bow maker. You can scan that and go right to the E-ZBOWZ website, the E-ZCraft.com. See that? You can go right to the website and learn more about everything and about all the different products that E-ZBOWZ offers. All right, so let's make our second bow. We're making the gym bow, and the significance of the gym bow is that you can make it with 3 yards and 1 foot of ribbon, meaning that you can get 3 of these bows out of just 1 roll of ribbon. 3 complete bows, and it uses the entire roll. So none of that little bit left on the roll thing, like you've got a foot left on the roll. That's why I created this bow, was for events, so that when I did bows at events, I could get as many bows as possible out of a roll of ribbon. So we found that we could get exactly 3 out of a 10-yard roll with this many loops and these measurements. So that's where it came from, and that's why it's included in these tutorials for E-ZBOWZ and for the E-ZBOWZ Design Pro, so that you can learn how to use that. So let's go back here. You can see my bow maker. I've got my ribbon. I'm going to dovetail it, meaning I'm going to fold it in half and cut from the fold up to the edge on a diagonal, just like that. And then there's your dovetail, just like that. Isn't that fancy? All right, so here we go. We're going to measure a 10-inch tail, just like that, and we're going to flip our ribbon. So there's my 10-inch tail, and I've now flipped my ribbon, so the bad side is up. I'm going to come over. If your ribbon gets fouled up, just put it back. It's no big deal. And remember, if you ever make a mistake, it's not a big deal. Just start over. Pull your bow apart and start over if you make a mistake. It's not the end of the world. Bow making should be fun. Bow making should be a lot of fun and something that you enjoy doing. So don't ever think it's like it has to be some very certain way. You do you. You do whatever works for you. I say that all the time. You do you. So I'm going to pull my tail down out of the way right there. And now see, I can see my 5-inch loop. See how I can still see it even with the ribbon laying on top? That's why we made this bow maker wider, is so that you could see the numbers still with 2.5-inch ribbon laying on top of it as well. So this bow needs 9 loops, exactly the same length. So we're going to do 4 on one side and 5 on the other. So here I'm just speeding along. And as you're doing this, you can stop. You can shape your bow up to look at what you're getting so far. Maybe you want to just see if you think you've got enough loops, if you're making something for yourself that's different, if you're just freehanding it. So there we go, just like that. So now there's 6 of my loops. I just need 3 more. So here's 1 more. Here's 1 more. And here's the last one. So you end up with 5 on the left side and 4 on the right. And I just pull that out to measure it with my other tail right there. And then I can dovetail that just like that. If you're making a bow that has a lot of bulk in it, you can take 2 chenille stems and join them together by just twisting them together. Put the ends, make an X, just like that, and then twist. Twist them around it's themselves, and then back down the stems of each one, just like that. So now we've just joined those right together. I'm going to slide that right under my bow and start to tie it off. Now you could have put the chenille stem on the bow maker to begin with, or you can slide it under and do it afterwards. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong way to do that. It's just whatever works best for you. I'm going to pull that tight. And then, as I always say, I do the same hand motions every time to make sure I do this the right way every time. I lift this up out of the bow maker by pulling it straight up, holding onto the chenille stems. I rotate it into my left hand. I squeeze by putting my thumb on the front and 2 fingers on the back with the chenille stems coming out between the 2 fingers. Just like that. Making sure you can see everything. I give that a twist, nice and tight. And then I'm going to hold on to these wires. And I'm going to rotate this bow 3 times. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And now I'm going to pull those tails down. And then I hold onto my bow by the tails, just like this. I'm holding the 2 tails in my hand. And now I can just shape this bow up. Just like that. So see how that works? Very easy. Shapes up in just a couple minutes. Really make sure you get your hands in there and really fluff that up. Use that wire to make that bow nice and fluffy. Foof it up. And there you go. That's the 9-loop gem bow. Hello bow, with its cute little tails. You could use more ribbon for this if you wanted to. You can make longer tails, you can make shorter tails, and just have the tails up in the bow if you wanted. There's all kinds of different ways to do it. That is the 9-loop gem bow. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope that you've gotten some inspiration so you can take this and make bows for yourself with different colors and different kind of exciting ways. Have fun. make a lot of bows and show us what you make. And if you've got any questions, make sure you reach out to me. You can always reach me at jim@holidayhomecreative.com. That's jim@holidayhomecreative.com. You can see the website right up there above my head. Reach out to me if you'd like to, and I'd love to help you in any way that I can. My name is Jim Davis with Holiday Home Creative. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.